What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and welcome back to the Realistic Rebuilds, where today we're in episode 3. I mean, I don't really know why I'm doing episodes, but we're going to be taking a look at the San Francisco 49ers, our third team for the rebuild. We've already done the Cardinals. Didn't work out so great. Did the Colts. Worked out pretty damn great. So now we're taking a team that's very much in limbo, and you know, it's tough to really say where they are in terms of a rebuild. Like, if you look at their roster, I mean, a 78 overall, I mean, I feel like any team below an 80, you need to get rebuilt. But when you look at the roster here for the 49ers, there's a lot of talent. This is a team that has aspirations of, like, contending this upcoming season. You have Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback. Don't know really what to say. He does have a star dev. He's 27. It's a small window, though. It's tough to say if he's going to be the be-all, end-all for a rebuild. We're going to find out. That's what we're going to do today. Tevin Coleman comes over free agency, one-year deal. You also have Jerick McKinnon. Matt Breida, 82 with a star dev. McKinnon's 82 with a star dev. And Tevin Coleman's an 83 with a star dev. So I feel like right off the bat, we have some surplus requirements. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take Mr. McKinnon. I think he's kind of odd man out here. Throw him up for grabs because we only have Coleman on a one-year deal. I'm going to make Breida my lead back just because he has the most potential given his age. But you know what? Actually, because... yeah, okay, we'll just do that. Kyle Juszczyk, one of the best fullbacks in the National Football. I think he's the highest overall fullback. He's a weapon. I don't really know how that weapon is utilized in a sim setting, but hopefully, because he's getting paid a decent amount of money, he can put up some numbers. We have Marquise Goodwin, one of the fastest players, won that 40-yard dash competition in the offseason. He's 28, so that's a little bit of a weird age in a 5-year rebuild, but he's 84, should be fine for the time being. Dante Pettis is our long-term wide receiver option, 23. He's an 80 overall with a star. I think Goodwin has a star as well. Matthews, just a depth guy. Bourne's okay, I guess. I mean, that's a generous rating for a 24-year-old. I think he had okay stats last season, 75 normal. Trent Taylor can come in and out of the slot. James and Hurd are not bad. Like, they have a lot of depth. Deebo Samuel, 70. I'm very surprised he only got a normal dev. I thought he would get one of those little hidden dev traits. We're actually going to try to utilize him as well. So what I'm actually going to do... I mean, our wide receiver is going to be Goodwin, Pettis, and Deebo Samuel. Everyone else kind of has got to fall in behind that. At tight end, we have George Kittle, one of the best young tight ends in football. Can he take over for Gronk? I mean, in terms of play style, as a receiver and a guy that can block, he's stylistically probably the closest to Gronk, assuming Kelsey can't be the next Gronk. He's a superstar X Factor, which is dope. He comes in with a rack 'em up, which I'm very familiar with in our Raiders franchise. That is the same X Factor ability that Antonio Brown has. So it is very, very juicy. Beyond that, there's not much depth at tight end. We'll probably make a couple of these cuts to get rid of 2 long snappers. Okay. Offensive line, we got old man Joe Staley, who's good for the time being, but we definitely need to start grooming and finding a replacement at left tackle. Laken Tomlinson's just okay. Richburg, for a guy that's getting paid, like, I don't know, I would assume that's top 5 center money. 70 overall is not good at all. Normal dev. Guard's not good. Garnett's kind of been a bust. Pearson's not great. Mike McGlinchey is the bright spot on this offensive line. 83 is 24 with a star dev, so we have a franchise tackle. I mean, there's no real... I personally find, like, in the sim, there's no real differentiating between left tackle and right tackle. But I mean, if we want to, we could probably just make Mike McGlinchey our left tackle once Joe Staley retires. On the defensive side, they brought over Dee Ford from the 49ers. He's 28 with an 84 overall star dev. I mean, that's a lot of money for a guy that I don't think they really needed, but they got him. We have Nick Bosa, 78 overall. Big time. I mean, as a hidden dev trait, it's probably something fairly good. I would assume that it's not a star. We have Solomon Thomas here, who actually what we're going to do is we're going to take him and we're going to slot him in at D tackle, which is where I think he should probably play D tackle at Stanford. So we are going to have Buckner, who's a freak of nature. We have Eric Armstead, who looks like, what is he playing on the cap or something? I'm actually going to take Eric Armstead and throw him up on the trade block, see what kind of value you can get there, and we'll try to go Solomon Thomas. I mean, we can put Thomas up too. We could see what we can get for him. He still has a good dev trait. We could develop both these guys, but for the time being, you know, there's a lot of talent on this defensive line. It's more so putting the pieces together and kind of figuring how it's all going to come together. Malcolm Smith, Kwon Kwon Alexander got paid big money, 78 stars. Should develop fairly quickly. Linebackers do develop nicely, I find, for me. Fred Warner is a 74. Also with the star dev, lots of, I'm not going to say generous, but lots of good dev traits for the San Francisco 49ers here on their base roster. So I'm not really worried about linebackers. In the secondary, Richard Sherman, he's a 93, third highest rated corner in the game. Superstar X Factor. Hopefully he doesn't regress too bad with that shutdown ability, because he is 31. And in a 5-year rebuild, that's not so hot. Jason Verrett, not going to worry about injuries. He's 82. Star dev as well. Terms of youth, what's Weatherspoon's dev? Just a normal. Definitely need to look to get younger at the cornerback spot. But for the time being, for year 1 and year 2, we should be Gucci. Safety, we have Colbert. He's a 73. I think he just has a star dev. I'm pretty sure he was like the worst graded safety from Pro Football Focus last year. But I will take that every day of the week. And then at strong safety, Jaquiski Tart with an 80 overall star dev as well. My God, does every 49er starter have a star dev? Tart's 27. That's an okay age for a rebuild. It's right on the cusp of being annoying. Their special teams unit is okay. Got like the fastest punter. I'm pretty sure Wisnowski ran like the fastest 40 for a punter ever. 84 overall, beating Brian Moorman. Shout out to the Bills. That's a throwback name. So here we go. That's our roster. It's an interesting roster. A very interesting roster for a team that's kind of in that purgatory, that middle zone of, are they, still need a lot of work, or are they a playoff contender? I don't really know. That's why I'm so intrigued and I'm deciding to make the Niners our third rebuild team. So as we get ready for the rebuild, because literally I looked at the likes on the card, we got 5,000 likes on the Arizona Cardinals rebuild. Can we get close to that? The closer that we get, like, the better my video does. I don't know why that correlates. So the more likes we can get on this video, guys, the more it helps my channel. If you're about helping my channel, smash that like button. Let's see if we can get, 2,000, 3,000. I didn't ask for likes on my Colts rebuild. Didn't get nearly as many likes or do as well performance-wise as the Cardinals. So, hey, if you like my content, reward me with a couple like buttons. That being said, let's get into the rebuild of the San Francisco 49ers. All right, so we were able to find a trade partner here. Good value both ways. We sent Jerick McKinnon, who, let's be completely honest, really good third down back. Just too much in our backfield, too crowded. We got Solomon Thomas, former, second overall pick. Didn't really work out in our scheme. Change of scenery is going to be huge. Still has a star dev. And Kwan Williams, who's a solid nickel corner, our backup nickel. We sent him to the Buffalo Bills for Matt Milano, who will now be a big upgrade at left outside linebacker, as well as a 6th round pick. So at the halfway point of year 1, Cardinals are competitive too. We're 5-2, so that's a really good spot, especially considering we're only an 81 overall team. Right now, tied. I mean, we have the tiebreakers, we don't have many losses, but tied for first in the NFC West, 5 wins. Very competitive NFC West. Only 1 game separates first from last. So looking at some contracts, we have 10 players that want to get re-signed. First up, we got Matt Breida, wants 30 mil. Sure, I want you to be my lead back, so we'll get you locked up. Jason Verrett, we have injuries turned off, which helps out, because other than that, he's been an incredibly injury-prone player. We'll take him back on a 1-year deal. Eric Armstead basically won the battle between him and Solomon Thomas as we ship Solomon Thomas up to the Bills. So we'll definitely want to lock down him. I mean, beyond that, these guys all kind of have crap dev traits. I think that's good. I mean, we'll free up some cap. Getting rid of Malcolm Smith has kind of an ugly contract when they got him over from the Raiders. Don't need Jordan Matthews. Bourne's not bad, 8 mil over 2 years. We just don't need that depth at wide receiver. We have 3 to 4 starters already. So we'll let him walk. We did good business year 1 for the 49ers in-house signings. And that's super annoying. We lost. We had 2 games against the Rams and Seahawks to close out the season. 10 wins would have won the division. Like, we had every opportunity to win the division, and we lost both games. As you can see, week 17, 31-17 to the Seahawks. I think we lost to the Rams. It was like 10-6 or something super ugly. So we fall. We in that spot too. We're just not gonna have a great pick either in the draft, it's just not good. Look at Jimmy Garoppolo's stats: 3,900 passing yards, 26 touchdowns, 10 picks. That better be his worst season he has for us over the next little bit, or else we're gonna have to look at bringing in a replacement quarterback. Run the ball, almost 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns for Breida. That's good. Those are all the numbers I want to see for a franchise running back, at least in the sim. Receiving, good. No standout receiver. Almost 903 from Goodwin. 850 and 6 from Kittle. Almost 850 and 8 from Deebo Samuel, who got a star dev. He had one of those little things where it's like, hey, give me the ball, coach, which we did in a given week because he was our starting slot. And he went from a normal to a star dev, which was dope. Pettis was okay, almost 706. So it was a good unit, but no standout wide receiver. Defensively, Kwon Alexander, huge season, coming over as a big money free agent from the Bucks. 130 tackles, 7 TFLs, 6.5 sacks, 3 interceptions on the season. Big play from Fred Warner, too. 107 tackles, 12 TFLs, 2.5 sacks, 3 picks. We got 12.5 sacks from Dee Ford, so that big money that he's getting paid when they got him from the Chiefs, that's paying dividends. 9.5 sacks from D tackle for Buckner's huge. Armstead, 5.5. Definitely disappointing from Nick Bosa, but he's a rookie, and hopefully this is his, much like Jimmy Garoppolo in this rebuild, this is Nick Bosa's worst season of a rebuild. 60 tackles, 11 TFLs, 3.5 sacks. I mean, that's not bad. That's just not exactly what I was thinking. Witherspoon had 3 picks, which is pretty good because we need him to develop, given how old our secondary is going to be. Looking at the yearly awards, MVP went to Tom Brady. Probably had nobody there. In the NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Mr. Matt Ryan. We had no one. Defensive Player of the Year went to Kwon Alexander. Dope. Maybe we'll get a dev trade boost. Maybe not. Fred Warner at 8. Dee Ford at 9. So that's a lot of success on the defensive side of the ball, at least individually. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Kyler Murray. Deebo Samuel coming in at number 2. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Devin White. Nick Bosa coming in at number 4. So we had some pretty good individual success. Team success, though, 8-7-1. Not good enough. So let's get into the offseason. Hopefully make a couple moves and make this team year 2 an NFC West favorite. Oh, baby. Getting that dev trade. Kwon Alexander, Defensive Player of the Year. Gets a superstar dev. Awesome. For free agency in year 1, a nice appealing guy here in Jack Conklin. Haven't seen him yet in the first 2 rebuilds. And usually, if this is Madden 19, this is where you'd see an audacious bid from the Redskins or Dolphins. Thankfully, that has been removed. You don't have a whole lot of salary cap right now, but I do really want to get Jack Conklin because we can move him or McGlinchey to the left tackle because Joe Staley has retired. So we'll go with, I think that is about, we'll make it 31 right on the dot. 3 years, $31 million. Gives us a 107-point bid. If he doesn't want to come, he doesn't want to come. But this will be a huge get to solidifying our offensive line. Kiss my ass, bud. I want to show this because I haven't seen this big of a discrepancy just yet. Nathan Bird is projected to go in the 7th round. We need to bulk up our offensive line. And you get a 2nd-round talent. Like, it's not glitched out like it is in Madden 19. Like, you're not getting, like, when you actually scout people, just showing you real quick. We don't really have anyone scouted here. Like, you actually get, like, bum grades and stuff like that. So that is huge. Let's see if it's actually true. Nathan Bird, 70 overall. Number 44 and true. Got him at 147. Okay, dope. Looking at our draft class here. Hopefully, fingers crossed for this weekend. We'll have another rebuild coming out on Saturday. We will have my custom draft classes ready, which is 2020, 2021, 2022. But for the time being, we're just going to keep modifying the really good rookies. And what we did at pick 19 was select a 78 hidden dev trait tackle, which we made Andrew Thomas from Georgia. In my opinion, the best offensive tackle in next year's draft class. Comes in 90 strength, very versatile, 80 run block, 80 pass block, 84 finesse, 83 lead, 81 run block. So he is actually going to slide in at right tackle. Because Joe Staley retired, we're going to flip Mike McGlinchey to left tackle. That's going to really solidify the offensive line. 3rd round, we didn't have a 2nd round pick. I don't know what happened. The Niners must have traded that. I can't think of why or what move that was. Is that the Garoppolo trade still? I don't know. But 3rd round, we got Jeffrey Hayward, a 72 free safety. Only normal dev. He is going to be kind of behind Colbert, who is, has a star, and he's also kind of young. But it's good depth to have for the time being in Hayward. And anytime you get anything, again, I think the guide, the benchmark should be anytime you get a 65 or above, you should feel okay about the pick. In the 70s, like 70 is almost the new like 80. Like anything over 70, like between 70 and 75. Is like getting a rookie that's 75 plus in Madden 19. Anything that's 75 or above, that's almost as good as getting an 80. So we get a 72 there. 4th round, we get a strong safety, Tyler Hood. He's 69. That's not that bad. 5th round, as you saw, that Nathan Bird. I mean, projected to go in the 7th round. We scouted him, had 2nd round talent. He's 70 overall. Good depth on the offensive line. We got a center, a tackle, and finished with a pretty shit outside linebacker. All in all, great draft, especially replacing Joe Staley. So get ready for year number 2. This roster has like ridiculous growth already. We're an 81 overall, But like, couple surprise superstars, because we saw that Kwon Alexander, defensive player of the year, got that superstar, right? Well, just wait till we get to the defense side of the ball. Jimmy G's up to an 80. We got Coleman and Breida here as our backfield. We're going to make Breida the lead back yet again. Goodwin is slowly starting to regress, but we need Pettis and Deebo to take off. And Deebo already gained a dev trait last season, so I'm really, really confident with our wide receivers going forward. Kittle, superstar X Factor, adding in Thomas here. We don't know his dev trait just yet, but he's an 80 overall. And on top of all that, Pearson, who I don't even really want to play. I'm going to put this Bird, who is our value tackle. I feel like that'll be better. But Pearson took him under his wing. Thomas gave me one of those like scenarios. So that's dope. He got extra bonus training. McGlinchey is our new starting left tackle, filling in for Niner legend Joe Staley. Should be good. So defensively, we were aware that Nick Bosa had a star dev, right? Superstar dev. Kwon Alexander got defensive player of the year, so he got a star dev. So then out of nowhere, just looking through my defense casually, he's like, oh, Fred Warner went from star to superstar last season. Buckner went from star to superstar last season. And Dee Ford went from star to superstar last season. So I will absolutely take that every day of the week. Outside of that, no real change on the defensive side. I just now noticed that Milano only has normal. So while it's good value to our defense, we did trade 2 star devs in Buckner, in Solomon Thomas, and we flipped Jerick McKinnon, 2 star devs for a normal dev. So maybe we didn't get the better end of that trade. Either way, we're not complaining. He's going to be a nice piece to our 81 overall defense as we look to win the NFC West in year number 2. Halfway point of year 2, 5-3, which I think is our exact record that we were last year, tied for first in the West. So pretty much setting up the exact same way as we did in year 1. Hopefully we don't choke it down the stretch and can, maintain our lead in the division. Look at contracts. First up, we got George Kittle. He needs to get paid big bucks. One of the best tight ends in football. We have Richard Sherman. He's really good. We don't have much depth whatsoever at that cornerback spot, so that is very expensive, almost $15 million for 1 year. But we kind of have to at this point. Buckner is a franchise player on the defensive side of the ball, so we'll make sure we come back to the table with him. Juszczyk, I just don't see us using a fullback. I do like 2 running backs. We just don't have the luxury to pay both Breida, who got paid last year, and Tevin Coleman this year. We can wait and see how bad Verrett regresses, I think, right before free agency starts, because I feel like he could dip below the 70s, and then, paying a 79, 78 overall wide receiver almost $9 million a year. It's not a good look. Tart is nice at strong safety. We'll see if he'll take that 3-year deal, which he will. Milano, he wants to get paid. While his dev trade kind of sucks, he's a nice linebacker, really solidifies the unit, so we will come back for Milano. Colbert, I definitely want to give him a deal. Trent Taylor's 50-50. Witherspoon is our most promising in terms of developmental corner. We'll see if we'll take that offer. And, of course, we will come back and try to get Buckner hammered down to a long-term extension. And at the end of year 2, 9-7 has the 49ers sneaking into the wild card spot. It's an NFC West title. 3-way tie. We had the tiebreaker. Don't know what that is, but I will absolutely take that. Looking at our regular season stats, Jimmy Garoppolo, that is... as long as he doesn't throw less than 30 touchdowns for the entirety of the rebuild, I will take that. I can win with a quarterback in the sim that just throws 30. So around almost 4,100 yards, 30 touchdowns, 14 picks. We got 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns from Breida. He's really, really good. I like it. Kind of makes Tevin Coleman, at least that contract that Tevin Coleman wanted, not make a lot of sense. Breida's going to be our lead back. Still no 1,000-yard receiver. Kittle, 88 catches, 939 and 5. 875 and 5 from Deebo, 850 and 4 from Pettis, 850 and 8 from Goodwin. So again, it's a collective. 4 touchdowns there from Breida is pretty good. And hey, Juszczyk actually did something, even though there is absolutely no way, shape, or form I can justify a fullback. Then again, I do remember last year in the Madden 19 Niners rebuild, I did not sign Juszczyk, and I got a lot of shit in the comments. Maybe I will resign. I don't know. Defensively, Fred Warner, very good. Warner and Kwon Alexander are sim gods. 113, 4, 2, and 2 for Fred Warner. 111, 12, 2, and 4 for Kwon. We got 11.5 sacks from Buckner, 16 TFLs, 13 TFLs, 8 sacks from Ford, 20 TFLs, 6 sacks from both sides. I mean, the 6 sacks doesn't look great, but 20 tackles for loss for a defensive end is huge. Armstead had a pretty good season as well. Again, I'm not going to lie, I hate the fact that our 2 leaders in interceptions are linebackers and not my corners, to be honest with you. Yearly awards MVP went to Phillip Rivers. And there's your generic, almost automatic Jacoby Brissett to the Saints, coming in at number 2. NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Jacoby Brissett. Bye. Defensive Player of the Year went to Khalil Mack. Kwon Alexander, runner-up, unable to be the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, but he's very close. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Did anyone from the Niners? No. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Anyone from the Niners? No. So we didn't have a whole lot of individual success, but the team success was there this time. So let's hop in Super Sim this wild card matchup. Home game against the 10-5-1 Khalil Mack-led Chicago Bears. All right, I feel like because this menu's so easy and clean, I'm going to start adding this into the rebuilds because I think year 3, 4, and 5, it's going to be interesting to see what players have developed abilities. So over the Bears, Superstar X Factors, they do have Khalil Mack, who has Unstoppable Force, Eddie Jackson, who has Zone Hawk, and 2 superstars are Kyle Fuller and Tariq Cohen. So I'm pretty sure that is what they have at launch anyway. So no new additions, but still plenty of talent for the Bears. We have to be worried, but we get the home field advantage. Jimmy G, let's go. All right, we get the ball first. Come on. Get the home crowd into it. Start the game with a tutty, which we do. This is a big game, too. This is 2 offensive gurus. Shanahan and Nagy both got hired because of their offensive minds. Who can outduel the other? We know the Bears most likely have a better defense, but you gotta give the edge, I would assume, at the quarterback spot to the Niners and Jimmy Garoppolo over Trubisky. I mean, that could be up for debate, but personally, I mean, oh, come on. I mean, we're about to see it. Because we're not doing much here. We went for it on 4th down, got the conversion, all the momentum to tie it up at 24 apiece in the 4th quarter. I don't really have a dog in the fight. I was like, what to say? Do I really have a horse in the fight? But I probably would take Jimmy Garoppolo at this point over Trubisky. I don't know. The Bear defense is really shutting things down here. 48 seconds for the Niners. It's only year 2. I was thinking about hopping in, but it's only year 2. If they can get down, you know what? Screw it. 13 seconds left. Let me get a deep shot here. We got Goodwin. We got a lot of speed on the outside. I don't really know what Garoppolo's arm strength is. Like, he's going to be able to make this throw. But we pretty much, I mean, Pettis is fast too. All these guys have some speed, but we're just going to have to hope and pray Goodwin can get open. 13 seconds left. We do have 2 more plays, you would assume. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. George Kittle. George Kittle. That was the matchup. 43 yards. Keeps this one alive. We go to overtime. Can we make it stop? Come on, just hold to a field goal. Okay, 2:47. Any score wins it for the Niners. Even a field goal wins it for the Niners. What? How do we not make that field goal? That is bullshit. That was like a 30-yarder. Gould shanked like a 30, low 40-yard field goal for us to win it. You give up 500. We have Richard Sherman, and we give up 500 yards passing to Mitchell Trubisky. Garoppolo looked good. 375, 3 touchdowns for Garoppolo. Our run game was acceptable. 72 yards and a tutty. Kittle was huge. Goodwin had a big game. Deebo was all right. Defensively, just come on, man. A sack and a half for Bosa and Buckner. We had 4 picks. Kwon, Fred Warner, Colbert, and Witherspoon. 4 picks, and you can't put the Bears away. Give up 600 plus yards. Oh, man. It's garbage. Free agency, nothing too crazy. We're actually looking at Daryl Worley. You know, the guy that got signed, or I think the Eagles traded for him from the Carolina Panthers. And then, like, before camp, he got drunk and, like, passed out on the highway. But he's a scheme fit. He's 79, he's 26, so sure. And look at this guy. Randomly generated guard. Star Dev, 76, just chilling there. You can instantly be a starter over Tomlinson at left guard. Now, I'm showing you guys this draft board because one of 2 reasons. First up, we need, I'd say, biggest position to need for this team is corner, and there's a pretty good looking all B's across the board corner, Damon Boykin, who obviously will be able to modify into someone out of USC. There is some nice value in 2nd and 3rd round, but look at this quarterback. I mean, I don't really want to give up with Jimmy Garoppolo, but we have a QB, all A's across the board, 5'3" combine. He's fast, he's strong, he's like the perfect prospect. But I don't know if I can give. I feel like I can't give up on Jimmy Garoppolo. He's been okay. It's a realistic rebuild. It's not just give up on a good quarterback rebuild. This tight end, by the way, looks freaky. I might just draft if he's still there, even though we have Kittle. So we'll double check at the end of the draft why it is. But we're gonna have to go with the corner. Don't be a bust. Don't be a bust. Don't be a bust. And he's not great. Fuck! At our draft recap, still rule of thumb, 65 or above, it's okay. We kind of whiffed on the #1 overall pick for the Niners at pick 22. 69 overall, just normal depth corner. He's going to be depth. Second round, this Bob Colley was looking like the next best option. We don't desperately need a strong safety, but Tart's getting older, and it kind of whiffed against 68. It's not a bad player. He'll develop. But here we go, man. We actually got a home run in the third round. If we just swapped out our third and first, it'd be all good. We got a 73 hidden dev corner, which we made Al Blades Jr. from Miami. If you ever watched the U documentary on 3030, I think Al Blades was like in that a whole bunch. This is his kid. He's a really talented corner out of the U. We'll probably go, maybe not a first round grade, so that's why I figured it made perfect sense. 90 speed, 90 acceleration, 80 zone, so he's a scheme fit too, which is huge. I'm not gonna lie, that's the main reason why I drafted him. His combine didn't look any different than Boykin, but he was his own fit, so we grabbed him. We got 64 center, 67 overall guard. We were unable to bring back Juszczyk. He didn't want a one-year deal, so we got Lovelock here, 66, and then just a kind of a shitty tight end. So looking at the two players elsewhere that we were trying to target, that quarterback wasn't, I think he went to the Chargers, wasn't amazing. Mitch White, he's a 71. He does have a hidden dev trait. We didn't see what the walk-up, we don't even know what it is, but he looks okay. But I'm glad I didn't take him because we still have the Jimmy G. But if you do remember, there was a beast at tight end that we're like, man, I wish we didn't have Kittle. And this guy, Von Lawson, went in the third round to the Dolphins, 76 with a hidden dev trait. This guy looks unbelievable. He would have been the best value pickup, but obviously we had Kittle, so we weren't going to make that move. So we did get a brand new, shiny looking corner in Al Blades. And, hopefully that combined with two low-key, nice free agency signings can make the Niners that much more competitive in year 3. Year 3, trying to get back to the playoffs and our first playoff victory, maybe our second and back-to-back NFC West titles. Our team's an 82 overall, 85 offense, 85 defense. Here's how it is shaken up. Any changes on the offense? We brought in Torrance, a guard, just a random generated guy, just chilling on free agency with the star dev. He's 22, so awesome. We moved Tomlinson into center. Maybe not super realistic. They can just slide a guard to center, but for Madden's sake, it does work. And Tomlinson wanted to take Bird, who was just a random, that guy that we got in the 7th round or whatever with a 2nd round grade. He took him under his wing, so he's going to be developing pretty nice. The rest of the offense, we haven't got blessed with nearly the generous dev traits that we have on the defensive side of the ball, but Breida looks nice. Pettis and Samuel are taking over as our legitimate wide receivers, and Garoppolo is holding strong at 81. And we didn't draft that quarterback. We are putting our confidence in Garoppolo to get the job done yet again in year 3. Goodwin's still solid, but he is starting to regress just a little bit. Looking at the defensive side of the ball, oh boy. So Buckner is now up into a superstar X Factor. He got promoted last season, as did Fred Warner up into a superstar X Factor. Warner is a shutdown, which is pretty cool. Nice for a zone coverage guy. What do we get for Buckner? Buckner, superstar X Factor, which he probably should have had right off the go, is a run stuffer. So that's pretty nice. And hopefully, sooner or later, Nick Bosa can get up into that ability as well. Looking in the secondary, Darryl Worley, we got Witherspoon. We probably want to get Blades more snaps than not. I'll probably actually make Blades our slot corner, so he gets the amount of snaps that we can find on his depth trait and utilize them so he can start developing, because it's only a matter of time till Richard Sherman hits that wall and starts regressing fairly bad. So yeah, real good looking team. We got some great dev traits. Let's get it year 3. Midway point of year 3, and we're 3-5, so it's like inverse what we've been our first 2 seasons, bottom of the NFC West. Just not getting a great vibe from Garoppolo being our quarterback, to be honest with you. Look at a contract. Sherman's still really good. Wants a 1-year deal. Offer him that. If not, we'll get a change of guard. Mike McGlinchey, franchise tackle, 4 years, $52 million. Dante Pettis is emerged as a very nice wide receiver, 85 at 25, so we'll come back to the table, make sure we can extend him. Fred Warner, superstar X Factor. Yep. Thank you. Eric Armstead. He's been solid. You pretty much, it is what it is. It's pretty easy to look good next to DeForest Buckner, so we got him. Goodwin's kind of old. His speed hasn't regressed any, which is pretty good. We don't have a replacement at wide receiver just yet, but I don't know, man. Let's see what we got. 25, 75. I want to see what Goodwin's going to regress. We'll wait to the last second because I feel like he could dip below the 80s, and then $23 million for like a 70-some wide receiver. Not going to look great when all is said and done. So we'll come back to the table for Dante Pettis, and then, you know, that's pretty good in-house signing period, year 3 for the 49ers, getting all our main targets back. And at the end of year 3, I'm telling you right now, we've played the Cowboys every year, and we've lost to the Cowboys every year. I'm kind of a little suspect. Our team's base looking good, 86 overall, 87 offense, 91 defense, but it was our worst year so far, 6-10, so going from first in the West to last in the West. I have a feeling it's Garoppolo, and it is Garoppolo, just being bang on, completely average, 4,000 passing yards, 25 touchdowns to 7 picks, 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns for Breida. Still no 1,000-yard receivers, but Pettis and Deebo both had really good seasons, as did Kittle for a tight end. Goodwin's starting to regress. That's why we didn't give him a new contract. Defensively, Warner and Kwon just leading the team in tackles yet again. Fred Warner also chipped in with 6 sacks. 9 sacks from Buckner, 7.5 from Dee Ford, 6 from Warner. Why is Nick Bosa just not getting sacks? It does not make sense. Interceptions yet again. Corner's not leading the team. He's tied for first, but he's not leading the team. Yearly awards, Andrew Luck got himself an MVP. Oh my God. Nick Mullins, the man that we let walk, got second. He's now the man doing the things, pulling the strings for Nerd Belichick up there in New England. ANFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Todd Gurley. Could have no one there. Defensive Player of the Year, Devin White. Fred Warner coming in at number 4. Do we even have any? Our rookies suck. We might, might be here somewhere. Al Blades at number 6. So other than that, just not a great year. Throwaway year. Let's get into year 4. 4 free agents here, just trying to fill out the depth chart. Balaj, even though he's an elusive back, 240 pounds, he's a good power back. Combination of Breida. And look at this guy. Tart is regressing. He's 30-78. Julius Malone. Can we make it back-to-back years getting Randy players with great depth traits? 74, he's 23, 6'3 at a Navy. A little bit odd there, but we're going to come with a big bid because we don't want to get him snaps sooner than later. Something else I noticed. Hey, where's that corner that we just negotiated a bunch of money to come back? Oh, yeah. Richard Sherman he just decided to retire. So, I mean, we can throw an offer at Trey Flowers. He's a scheme fit. There's nothing else there. He's a good size, kind of like Richard Sherman a little bit. So, just throw it at the wall, see it sticks. All right, we're getting our emergency plan in case Garoppolo doesn't pan out. We don't really have many needs. So, Michael Jupin, another Ohio State quarterback, 6'4", 244. This guy's a tank. Ben Roethlisberger, A+ throw power. He's going to come in. Oh, why? Why are all the quarterbacks super low? I look at that draft recap, like I was like, oh man, am I gonna have to modify this quarterback into something? No, he sucks. I'm not even gonna let's just go keep this guy as is. He's already hit with the morale hit. That was a terrible decision. I guess I just don't know how to, is there any other higher quarter? I'll double check it. Anyways, second round, we got Michael Hernandez, a 70 overall defensive end. I didn't modify any of these prospects because none of them were really that great. I mean, that's not a bad pick. 70 overall is just almost a blessing at this point. I got a big speedster here in Shaden Haynes out of Army, 66, 94 speed, 75 catching. It's not that good. I got the best value was my 7th round. This guy's UDFA, Max Ricks. Had 37 on the bench press, so just, I went for strength. Still, if you want a tip for your drafting in your franchise, but still go with bench press for offensive lineman, rule of thumb. And he turned out to be actually pretty damn good. One of the hidden things was, though, in the 4th round, we got Noah Kaiser, a center we actually had on our short list. He's only 63, but he does have a hidden depth trait. It's probably a star. Nothing crazy, but we will take that any day of the week. But, we botched this draft. You had botching first-round picks in the 3rd rebuild of the year. That's exactly what this rebuild's about. Year 4, here is how our lineup looks. And we're only going to go as far as Jimmy Garoppolo. This 81 overall Jimmy Garoppolo, who with Kyle Shanahan having the QB training boost, still is an 81. He's got to find a way to carry this team. I'm definitely going to look at bringing in a backup running back. Breed is good, not that good. Pettis, Deebo, Jalen Hurd. There's a name you have yet to hear in this rebuild, but he has been on the Niners roster. He's actually going to be our slot wide receiver. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Not as many skill positions depth as we've had before, but maybe Jimmy G is kind of like a diamond. He gets better under pressure. Rest of the offensive line looks good. New center, Ricks, that 7th round guard that we got, great value. I'm actually going to move him in at center. Kittle's a 95. Defensively, we're looking real good. We have a real nice defense. Surprise kind of retirement from Richard Sherman at corner, but we were able to bring in Trey Flowers from the Seattle Seahawks. He's an 84. Blades is a 79 with a star dev. Worley's 80. He's fine. We're going to go with actually a big change. Is Tart is now going to slowly move back, and we're going to go with Malone, the star dev 23-year-old from Navy, as our starting strong safety. Linebacking core, top-notch, top-notch, one of the best linebacking core in the National Football League. We're going to need them to carry us. I would argue that the defense is the strength of this team, but it doesn't really matter how well the defense is built. We're going to go only as far as Jimmy Garoppolo can take us. Hopefully in year 4, that's another playoff berth and an NFC West title. Midway point of year 4, and we're 4-4. I do know that the Rams are pretty good, 7-2. We are very, I mean, this is just... I won't try to say we don't want to second guess ourselves, because that quarterback 2 drafts ago, he's only a 71. But I don't know, man. Jimmy Garoppolo is just not that good. Contracts for year 4, we got Nick Bosa here, $90 million man. While he's not playing well in the sim, his rating's still really good, and we're going to be stupid to let him walk. Kwon Alexander's a 90, superstar. Great signing. Going to be a great sign. We'll come back to the table with him. Deebo's developed very nicely at wide receiver, so make sure he stays with the team. Garoppolo, $71 million. You're garbage. We're going to honestly play with fire, and I feel like we should... Oh, Jalen Hurd, by the way, got a star dev. He had one of those little scenarios pop up. We'll make sure we can get a contract extended with him. But for Jimmy Garoppolo, honestly, I'm going to let him play out this season, and then come to the offseason... we only have that one last bid to give to him, but he has to show that he can earn 4-4 again. He's just bang on average. I'd rather just, take a gamble that someone in free agency that can, even just for 1 year, carry this team, that the rest around the quarterback is very, very good. You got Deebo Samuel, Dante Pettis, 2 high 80 overall players. Your offensive line, top to bottom, solid. You probably have the highest overall tight end and Kittle in the game. Yet Jimmy Garoppolo still absolute butt cheeks. At the end of year 4, we find ourselves in the playoffs, 10-6, on the road to the Big Easy Mercedes-Benz Stadium to take on the 10-6 Saints, who have Jacoby Brissett. 10 wins, it's still fairly impressive, especially given where we were at the midway point. Looking at our stats on the year, Jimmy Garoppolo, of course, we didn't decide to pay him, so now he has a good year. 4,300 yards, 30 touchdowns, 8 picks. It's not amazing, but... could pick, we're at this point right now. I'm going to let him at the open market, and if we have to, I will overpay to make sure he comes back. But, that's his peak right now. 30 touchdowns is his peak. We need a little bit more probably to get us over the hump. Then again, watch us go on a Super Bowl run here. Running the ball, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns for Matt Breida. He's been outstanding as our lead back. That was definitely the best decision, picking Breida out of the Tevin Coleman, Jerick McKinnon, Matt Breida backfield that we started with. George Kittle, 78 catches, 950 and 9. That's a big year from a tight end. 930 and 3 from Pettis, 750 and 2 from Deebo, 750 and 6 from Jalen Hurd. I'll take that. Look at that. Caden Smith somehow, some way, 7 receiving touchdowns as our backup tight end. So weird. Fred Warner, outstanding season. 122 tackles, 9 TFLs, 7.5 sacks. We got 11 sacks from Buckner. Still, Bosa just, wow. He has been underwhelming, to say the least, in this rebuild. 3 picks, Kwon. 3 picks. Hey, finally, a corner is tied for first with interceptions on our team. Looking at yearly awards, MVP Patty Mahomes. There's that goddamn Jacoby Brissett, who's a god. Quite frankly, he's a god. Todd Gurley got Offensive Player of the Year. Jimmy Garoppolo coming in at number 9. Defensive Player, they went to Khalil Mack, with Fred Warner at number 6. Kwon Alexander at number 10. We didn't really have any notable rookies from that class because we whiffed on what we thought could have been a franchise quarterback, or at least a quarterback that would push Jimmy Garoppolo. So we're rolling with Jimmy G. We're going on this run. Will I play some gameplay? Who knows? I'll see how I feel. See how the game's going as we take on the 10-6 Saints here in the wild card. I will Papa Bear this one. I like the fact that the team was able to rally and get into the playoffs. So things get a little close, a little nitty gritty. We'll pop in, get some user play. Then again, I'm not super good at this game yet, so I don't know how much better I am going to be than the computer, but it looks like a competitive matchup so far. Trading touchdowns, 14-14 going into half. So it's anybody's game. Whoever's going to play, whatever team wants it the most is going to get it. Every time they score, we score. So that's good. Until then, oh, we do 28-28. If we can get a field goal stop, or a field goal, oh, come on. End of game drive. Okay, third quarter, we'll come in here. There we go. Even just a little bit of edge is all we need. Now, the question could be, did we score too fast? We'll be able to tie that up. That means the Saints, Jacoby Brissett, who's a goddamn god, is going to have a minute 7 to even just get them into field goal range. Oh. Woo! Give me a second here. Let's go. We got 26 seconds. I'm going for it. I'm not going to throw a pick or anything. Let me just feed George Kittle like 2 times. Might be able to get a long field goal attempt out of this. And, of course, George Kittle's not even on the field. I'm an idiot. Oh, that's a drop. All right, we're going to overtime. Come on. I did my job, all right? I did my job. I got you guys to OT. I kept the drive alive. All we need is at least any points. A touchdown will get us to the next round. And we did! Oh, we did! Matt Nagy, suck it! Suck it, Matt Nagy. We got the job done. The sim came through for once. Felt good. We had the C4 special with Matt Breida. Like, got all the momentum. That second half momentum shit we got with that Matt Breida C4 special. We're able to take that into OT. They got the ball. They kicked a field goal. Under old rules, that would have been game over Saints. We got the ball, though. I can't believe, I guarantee right now the Saints fans probably already starting some sort of lawsuit against the NFL. Like, oh, God, come on. We lost because, there's too many northwestern currents from the ocean. The wind just made it so Jacoby Brissett played like he should play, not like some weird Drew Brees regen. Jimmy Garoppolo, 4 touchdowns on the day. We have over 100 yards, 2 tutties for Matt Breida. That's huge. 2 touchdowns. Dante Pettis on the defensive side of the ball. A couple sacks for Buckner and Ford. No picks. Don't care. We're moving on to the next round. One up in the divisional playoff. We get to find, well, who the best team in the division was. We're going up against the Rams. They were the better team in the regular season. They were like the best team in the regular season. So, but let's be honest, the Niners always play the Rams real tough. We're tied up at 7 apiece. As long as we can keep pace. Same thing against the Saints. Keep pace, and then the fourth quarter, maybe I'll Papa Barrett come in, get us over the line. We got a lead here. Rams are able to equalize just before the end of the half. Any points for us would be phenomenal here. Touchdown will be perfect, which we get 21-14. Going back and forth. They got a safety for some reason, but we're going to counter that safety with a touchdown right here. Watch this. Tutty. Oh, actually, we're going to get it with a field goal. But they had a turnover, and we get a touchdown. 31-16. We have the lead, a nice lead, 8-point lead with 3 minutes to go. Just kill the clock off. Just kill the clock off. Get out of here with a dub. And we do. That was clinical. Where's Jimmy Garoppolo? Okay, from now on, that's the new strategy in Madden 20. If you have an average quarterback make a playoff run, don't extend him. Because he's got to play lights out. 4 touchdowns. That's 8 touchdowns and 1 pick through 2 playoff games for Jimmy Garoppolo. Where has this been in the regular season? Mr. 30 touchdowns if you're lucky. Dante Pettis, big-time game. Deebo Samuel, 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurd has really emerged this year as a big-time playmaker that can be relied upon on the offensive side of the ball. 2 sacks, Armstead, a sack and a half. Dee Ford, sack Nick Bosa. Interception for Colbert as the 49ers are heading to the NFC Championship game to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, Dante Pettis. Let's go. First touchdown for the Niners in the game. Go ahead lead, 55 seconds. Should be able to carry that lead into half. That was so risky. Luckily, 30 is a bum. And Pettis, beautiful route. Beautiful. Oh, 1st and 10 on the 10. And we're going to X Factor Kittle all day. They thought they're going into half. They quick punted. We went all the way down the field. Connect with Kittle. 17-7, 10-point lead. Niners at half. Oh, back in the red zone. And a touchdown for sure is going to end this game. Dante Pettis, second touchdown of the game. Ding, ding, ding. Ring that bell. That's not Mike Zimmer. That guy has 2 eyes. But whoever it was, wasn't good enough. That was a clinic. An absolute clinic put on by Kyle Shanahan and his San Francisco 49ers. We controlled the clock. We dominated. Our defense got stops. We converted on pretty much every third down that we had to face in the second half. That was just an absolute embarrassing performance from the 49ers. Look, we held their quarterback to 44 yards. Josh Buck, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Jimmy G has been absolutely insane throughout these playoffs. 100 yards from Breida. He's been really solid. Pettis, 2 touchdowns. Kittle had a tutty as well. Defensively, Nick Bosa finally starting to pan out here. 2.5 sacks. A sack from Buckner, as well as your 49ers in year 4 of the 5-year rebuild are heading to the Super Bowl. And in Super Bowl Dallas, great day. We're taking on the 13-3 Cleveland Browns. Let's get a preview here of their X factors, what we're dealing with. Oh my God. Myles Garrett, superstar X factor. Odell, Denzel Ward, Nick Chubb, and Baker Mayfield are all X factors. That's not overpowered. Schobert, Vernon, and Dempsey, their kicker. What? Kickers have X factors too? Did we just find something out? Or superstar abilities? Okay, this is gonna be very tough. Like, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 X factors, 3 superstars versus 3 X factors, 3 superstars. So we are definitely disadvantaged. But right now, the hottest player on either team is Jimmy G, and he is gonna lead us to the promised land. All right, Browns started things off with a super easy opening drive touchdown, and just like that, the lethal combination of Kittle, Jimmy G equalizes and ties this one up at 7 apiece, pretty much all the way through the first quarter. All right, we were gonna go C4 special to the left, but now it looks like the right's the best decision here. Get your blocks. 42 gets his block, and Matt Breida can, be a little cocky, try to get some swagger back in this offense as we pull it back. And hopefully we keep him off the sheet till halftime. Which we don't. All right, I'm simming this one. I'm done. I don't want to get angry at this game yet, but my offensive line can't stop them. Anytime I drop back, the O-line just collapses. So we're going to see. We'll see if the Niners here, the team that we built in this rebuild, can at least keep it close. Oh, no. Oh, we got to... I'm coming in. All right, 56 seconds. We need a touchdown. Can't tell you enough. Literally, I want to know if anyone out there watching this has been able to get a Hail Mary off without getting sacked. But we can do it. We got all our timeouts. Okay. Well, there's the sack right on time. Give me fucking time to throw, man. It's literally ridiculous. You would never have, like, look, I'm going to get sacked. I guarantee you I'm going to get sacked right here. Okay. And had to throw it at an impossible angle. At least we get one more time. But look, almost got sacked. Whatever. We got to close our eyes. Who's our Pettis is our fastest guy. Let's throw it to Pettis. We're probably going to get sacked. There you go. Game over. Fuck this, man. Oh, yeah, you do think it's good for you. You suck my dick. You're staying on our team. Draft recap. I'm going to bed after this. I'm, not a good mindset to get to the 5th Super Bowl or bust. I made one pick because it's the last draft. Doesn't really matter. And I made an absolute home run pick. Pick 31, we got number 2 in true talent, Elijah Lockhart. 78 hidden dev, 92 strength, 83 power, 85 acceleration. This guy's an absolute beast. Is he going to play? No, because it's the final year. But hey, more so just flexing that everyone knows who the real draft king is. Year 5, Super Bowl or bust time. Our team's an 85 overall, 89 on both sides of the ball. No team was hotter than us down the stretch until we just literally, this offensive line, Mike McGlinchey and Andrew Thomas, both 89 overall tackles, did shit all. Like, they need to add more superstar X factors or whatever to offensive linemen, because I would put people into block, my running back into block. That's what I'm told is how you counter it. Didn't do anything. So right now, I would say the biggest issue with X factors and gameplay and all that stuff is just make it. And this was an issue. I'm not allowed to talk about events and stuff, but this was an issue that has been well known by a lot of the Madden players, is make the offensive linemen give us something that when we have good O linemen, they actually counter these people. And those are few and far between. It's pretty much impossible to get X factor offensive linemen. Anyways, I digress. That was last season. This is this year. Jimmy Garoppolo was insanely hot in the playoffs. 4-8. What do you have? Like 13, 14 touchdowns throughout that Super Bowl run. And unfortunately, the Browns. The Browns are gonna Browns. But our offense looks good, man. Breida 85. If we Jimmy Garoppolo can start out hot, or at least carry over that form from the Super Bowl run last season, we're gonna be more than fine here with Pettis and Samuel and Kittle. Defensively, Dee Ford, Armstead, Buckner's up to a 94. Bosa's a 93. Our secondary is Definitely not as strong as pretty much the first 2 rebuilds, but it's good enough. And our linebacking core is the best linebacking core we've had in the rebuild so far. Warner 94 Superstar X Factor, Kwon 91 Superstar, and Milano has been fairly solid since we traded for him from the Bills. So let's get into year 5 and hopefully end this rebuild off on a high note. And at the end of year 5, we get a first round bye with 11-5. So, you know, not a crazy season, not a crazy first round bye. The rest of the NFC West was down this year. So that is pretty good. Our offense is 93-93, so they've both gone up +4 throughout the regular season, which is phenomenal to see. Look at our stats here. Jimmy Garoppolo, bang on, just not a great rebuild quarterback. Even though, whatever, let's just focus on what he did last year in the playoffs and hopefully catches fire again. Running the ball, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns from Breida. He's been a pleasant surprise. Very good running back here in the sim. Finally, I think there's a first time in 5 years we got a 1,000-yard receiver, 77 catches, almost 1,100 yards, 5 tutties for Dante Pettis, 980 and 7 from Deebo, 704 from Jalen Hurd, 675 and 5 from Kittle. Defensively, Kwon and Warner have been sensational. 14 sacks from Buckner. My God, Nick Bosa, you underwhelming bust. Well, he's not a bust. He's literally been like one of those guys that's like, he's not a bust, but also has just not lived up to his full potential. Like, let's look at this. What have you done for me? Like, he's developed great. He's 94. We'll probably be 95. We can get a playoff win. Superstar. So his overall's there, but look at that. I mean, the TFLs are nice, but not no season over 7 sacks. Not good. For the picks front, we're okay. This wasn't great. Never's been really a strength of our defense. MVP went to Todd Gurley. We had nobody there. NFC. Oh, did we get Coach of the Year maybe? Nope. Cool. Todd Gurley, Offensive Player of the Year. Jimmy Garoppolo coming at number 10. Defensive Player of the Year went to Von Miller, who's now on the Lions. I'm sure that's going to be annoying. I'm sure we're going to find Detroit in the playoffs somewhere. Kwon Alexander, number 2. DeForest Buckner at number 6. Okay. We got some defensive standouts here as we wait to who we're going to take on in the NFC divisional round. It is going to be... Oh, how did I know? You know, it's always that, like, if they're scripting, the one thing I know for a matter of a fact is whatever team gets the big defensive free agent. Like, it's always, like, usually Leighton Vander Esch, as we saw here in the NFC. They got Von Miller. They always make the play. Like, Vikings didn't make the playoffs, and then they got Leighton Vander Esch makes the. I feel like that's just something under the hood that is just sour with franchise mode. It's been like that since last year. Anyways, that is a very winnable game. 11-5 49ers, 9-7 Lions. Let's smoke them. Oh, I hate you so much. Hate you so much. I hate you so much. Oh, that has got to be a touchdown. Jalen Hurd gets wide open, beats Tracy Walker, last man back. 49ers, 63 yards, opening touchdown of the game. Oh, get off me. Get off me. All you have is speed. You do not get caught from behind by this guy. Lewis Marshall can't keep up with Breida. Finally, a big-time play. 74 yards. The explosive plays are coming hand over fist for the Niners here in the divisional round. Oh, there we go. Too easy. Too easy. Way too easy. Tracy Walker, weak link on the defense. Garoppolo to Matt Breida at the backfield. This is dominant. All right, close the deal out and put us back in the NFC Championship game. That'd be great. I mean, this is a Lions team that had no right to be on the same field as your 49ers here. Because Jimmy Garoppolo is absolute mint. Take that pencil and you know where you can stick it, Mr. Matt Patricia. You could stick it, honestly, in a nice family vacation of 4 because you are heading to the offseason sooner than probably expected. Matt Breida was sensational. Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't know what it is. He's taking his game to another level in the playoffs. He's like Nick Foles right now. Just can bang on average in the regular season, get to the playoffs. He's dope. For whatever reason, Derek Carr was the Lions quarterback here. But we put up 41 points. Garoppolo, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, and that pick wasn't when we were actually controlling it, so that was on the computer. Breida, huge day, 155 yards, 2 touchdowns, 114 yards and a tutty there for Kittle. Breida also 3 touchdowns on the day. Freak. Huge game. Biggest game of his career. 2 sacks from Bosa and Ford. We got a pick from Daryl Worley as we are heading back to the NFC Championship game.
Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. Run.
Oh! Complete garbage tackling from the Oh, the Saints. Jesus. Opening play, 75 yards, Matt Breida, continuing that form from the division round against the Lions, but that was garbage. Juke the shit out of Shaquem Griffin, and then just bad tackling. I like that. Oh, glitchy. But also, he's the best running back in the National Football League right now. I'll take a glitchy run every now and again.
Good job, offense.
Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful pass. Deebo Samuel starting to get a little back our comfortable lead here against the Saints. And more importantly, we got Cam Jordan out of the X Factor. All right, we got the dub. I feel like this is that who we beat last year? I can't really, literally, I got too upset. I had to take a break. So I'm recording this the day after the year 4 of the rebuild. I think we beat the Saints to get the Super Bowl last year as well. Deja vu. I just remember Matt Nagy being on the sidelines. I think that was kind of weird. But anyways, very good performance from the 49ers here. It has been Garoppolo in the past that's carried this team. But today that a shout out, it was Matt Breida, 20 carries, almost 260 yards, 12.9 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns. A couple tutties there from Deebo and Dante Pettis. Defensively, we got a sack from Kwon and Buckner, a pick from Daryl Worley. Back-to-back games for picks for Daryl Worley as we are heading back to the Super Bowl in year 5. Definitely want to get that dub. All right, opening drive here in the Super Bowl. 3rd and 2. We're on their 4. So this is going to be a big play. I mean, I don't think we're really in 4-down territory. Breida wide open out the backfield. We didn't make it easy, but he juked the living daylights out of Tony Jefferson to get in for the opening score of the game on our opening offensive drive. 1 for 1. All right, rolling yet again. 2nd and 8 on the 10, 30 seconds left in the first half. Definitely. Oh, that's a bad throw, but we have speed. That probably should have been a pick, but Deebo just got right in front of the DB. The DB wasn't aggressive. That was a passive DB. Also, garbage play by 40. That's a linebacker. That makes sense. The linebacker's not probably going to make that play more often than not. And Madden 20 was very evident that they wanted to make sure that super linebackers were gone. There we go. I'm going to try to sim this one out. Trust the sim that they can get the job done. It looks like they will. We're up 10 points with under a minute to go. And finally, we had the agonizing defeat last year in the Super Bowl against the Browns just because we could not stop the X Factor known as Myles Garrett whatsoever. And luckily enough, hey, if you're not going up against an unstoppable force, you probably have as good a chance as any here in Madden. We get another Super Bowl. What is that? The 6th Super Bowl title for the 49ers franchise. At least we got it, man. I did not want to go below 500, be 3 rebuilds in, and have 1 good one or 1 successful one and 2 losses. So we're 2-1 to start the rebuild season off. I will absolutely take that. As I mean, we saw the best and the worst. Jimmy Garoppolo was just bang on average. Definitely, you could argue not worth the big money, the big contract. But then as soon as we got to the playoffs the last 2 years, Jimmy Garoppolo has been phenomenal. At least during this stretch, it's been more so the Matt Breida show. But Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't turning the ball over. I mean, that's more so because I was controlling him. But there still wasn't any, errant throws, anything just like head scratching decisions. And he would, when he had to, like that with Deebo. He made the plays. He made the plays when it counted. Personally, though, Matt Breida, this is the Matt Breida show. We won the Super Bowl because of Matt Breida. He got yourself the MVP, 100 yards, a touchdown. He was sensational. Hopefully, if you could take something from this rebuild, it's that Breida is the guy. He is the guy to take out of this backfield that is very crowded when you start off with the 49ers. We got great development at a Deebo, great development at a Dante Pettis. Offensive line was fine. Defensively, we got a bunch of dudes in terms of dev traits. Got a bunch of superstar X Factors. And we got the Super Bowl, man. That's all that matters. Jimmy G, we got Pettis up there. No idea who the other 2 Randys are. Kwon Alexander and someone else. But we did it. 2 successful rebuilds in a row. What team's going to be next on Saturday? Well, I'm going to let you guys pick and choose in the comment section below what team you want to see next. As always, your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. As of this coming up today, I think we are under 1,000 to get to 100,000. So if we can reach that tonight after seeing this rebuild, that would be simply awesome. Smash the like button. Like I said, guys, likes, for whatever reason, make my videos do better. So if you like to support my content, you want my channel to be as successful as possible, even though it is a gimmicky YouTuber thing to say, as many likes as we can get on my videos, the greater significance it plays in my videos doing well. So please like the video if you did enjoy it. And until next time, it's D4 saying peace out.
money I'm spending, I'm out and I'm shopping. You talking that shit, well you talking to talking. Look at my options, look at me dropping. Asking the game like, who are you stopping? Not me, not me, not never. Not me, not me, not never. Not me, not me, not never. I'm way too clever. Look at the kid, Mr. Consistent, I'm doing it big. Way too persistent on taking your bitch. Here comes a monster to scare all you kids. Y'all scared, what you running from? Y'all scared, what you running from? Y'all scared, what you running from? Y'all scared, what you